have just left an interview. I was doing a TV interview, I guess it was like a YouTube interview, and I actually left. I was in an exchange with the host and I was like, I don't need to be here. It was the most baffling experience. It's the first time I've ever done that, but I was like, this is going nowhere. And it was the first experience I've had, like the most clear example I've had of someone with a fixed mindset. Like, it was playing out in front of me. It didn't matter what I said, what example I gave, he would just nitpick and block and started to sort of belittle and just push back on everything I said. And I was like, wow, you just can't see it. And you know what? I said, if you were my coaching client, I would say, this isn't for you. And I would say, we're finished. The thing that we were butting heads over was income. And I've just looked up the definition of income because I was talking about making money. My book is called The Art of Bleisure, and it's travel the world, make money, and live a life you love. The definition of income is the money a person or entity receives in exchange for their labor or investment. That's one definition. Another one is, it says income is almost anything you receive in exchange for sales or services, and most of all, well, this says it's taxable, but it refers to any type of compensation or benefit received in exchange for work performed. Like, so if you sell something, that's work. Like, and the thing I kept saying is like, he wanted me to have the answer of how to, the definition he would be using is income on a regular basis. And I was like, yeah, there's your income or your wage from a job, but there's other ways to make money. There's so many ways to make money, to bring in money, to find money. When you need money, you can make it and you can find it. But so many people have a fixed mindset around, I can only make money from my job. You know, there's so many different like casual jobs or part-time, or not even part-time, one-off little times you can make money. We just had the election in Australia. You can work for the day and make money. That's income. It's not a regular income, it's a one-off event. But that's not what I'm saying. I said how to make money. I used the example of buying a house and selling it. He's like, yeah, but you have to buy it and then you can sell it and then you make money. And I was like, yeah, that's how things, like, how does a product business work? You buy the products and then you sell the products, or you make the product and then you sell the product. I gave an example of making money by getting a refund on a ticket. And he's like, but you bought the ticket. And I was like, yeah, but now I don't need the ticket, so I'm selling the ticket, so I'm getting money back. So that is income. That is money incoming into my bank account. It's money that I didn't have yesterday that I have today. That's money. And it's like, and I was like, yes, it's not a sustainable, like, I can't just buy something and sell it and buy something and sell it at the same price. That's not, but I was like, I'm talking about finding money. And when you don't have some, you do anything you can to find it. I said, I've sold gold. I said, you could do surveys online and make money. I've done mystery shopping. He's like, yeah, but you have to go out and do that. So he's like, so you just doing surveys all day? Is that how you make your money? And I was like, mate, I was like, let me send you chapter 5 of my book. I'll show you all the ways that I've made income over the years. And I just was like, I'm not getting through to you. And I was like, you're just going to pick apart every argument that I have. And if the only way, and then I was like, well, you want me to give you an answer? You know, I said, is there shares you could buy? Okay, shares, you still have to buy them, and then they make a dividend and they pay back. But you initially have to invest money. And that's the definition. If you make an investment and you receive something back, I don't think there is any free money. And I didn't ever say there was free money. I am saying you have to work for it. And the argument that he sort of was coming at me was that if you have to do something in exchange for the money, then it's not, I don't know. It was very weird, very frustrating, very disappointing that I wasted. They were 20 minutes late to the interview, and then I wasted an hour. And yeah, it was just, the growth, the lack of openness and the lack of, yeah. I hope they publish it actually. I exited it. I've got a recording of it. So I might use that clip because it's pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to transcribe it because I loved all the objections. But I just got to a point where it's like, it doesn't matter what I say. I'm happy to have a discussion. But if you can't see the possibility of how to bring money into your world in other ways than going to do your job, I can't help you. I don't want to. It was such a bizarre experience. So I'm going to go sleep that off. But if you do want to learn how to make more money or find ways to make money, and I love it. There's people who, one of my ones is mystery shopping. And so many women, even people I know who have successful businesses and love what they do, they're even like, oh, I'm even thinking about doing some mystery shopping. I was like, why not? You get to do an experience for free. Yes, you have to make the time and effort, but I went and did a float tank, which is lovely, and I got paid for it, and I had to do a report. But I am under no illusions that you have to work to make money. The good thing about this is that I now will have plenty of content. I'm going to use all of this and do lots of articles about what is income, what is money, how to make money. Yeah, it's great for me too. Like, yes, of course we want consistent income. Of course we want consistent money, but sometimes that doesn't work out. Sometimes you lose your job. Sometimes clients aren't paying. Sometimes the business isn't doing well. And the thing that I pride myself on is that even when things are not going well, even when I am low on cash, and it happens, if I want to do something and I want to make money or I need to pay the bills, I will work. I will find a way. I will find a way to get money. I will find it from every nook and cranny. And that's my superpower, which was, I think, what the call was meant to be about. I was like, I'm showing you my superpower and you don't think it's a superpower. So we're at a stalemate, mate. Anyway, a bizarre experience. Shake it off. And it'll be really fun to read the income chapter tomorrow and refresh my memory.